Hey Klingar, I've been meaning to make this video for a long time, and this is the day when I finally have some spare time to record it. Look what I have here. Some of my TBR books, because I ran out of books and I went to remake my collection, and here it is, and I'm so excited to show it to you. So let's begin. Let's not talk too much because they're extremely exquisite books and I just love them and they're glamorous. And I haven't read them yet. They are on my TBR, to be read list. And I'm so excited. We begin with Sunrise by the Sea. This is my current read. I reached page 60 and this book is amazing. I adore it. It has something like nostalgic in it. This book has that vibe of late August evenings, so it's just so heartwarming and amazing. I just love it, and I reached page 60 as I've said before, and it's such a good such a good book. It's such a good book. I recommend it and I love it already. It's This book is about a girl who is kind of introverted, has this very huge social anxiety, and she tries to cope and to get away from all this social life, from all these people and from society, and she kind of goes to a village by the sea and lives there. And yeah, it's because her grandfather died and she has to cope with all her grief, and that's why she kind of loses contact with all these people. And yeah, that is what this book is about. And it says here, could a change of scenery change everything? This is how it looks like. It's a hardcover, and also it looks like this, the book. So it's very heartwarming, and this is a book that I really needed to read because I mainly read thrillers and they're kind of very scary, and when I needed this kind of break. So this is such a heartwarming book, full of, a bit of adventure, a bit of romance, a bit of everything. So it's so good. If you want to know more about it, you can also Google it and see more results, but I just love it. I think it's properly for everyone to read. Of course, like teens or adults, this book specifically is a young adult read, so yeah. Then we continue with, I was shocked when I saw this in the library. It's White Boots and Miniskirts. And I'm completely obsessed because I love the 1960s, everything that is related to the 1960s, like fashion, music, everything. And they're gorgeous. Just look at the cover. Look at this beautiful young lady. Look at her dress. It's amazing. And her boots. Just look at them. I crave for these books. I want those boots. I need them. Look at her. Look at her. And her hair, her bangs, and oh my god, she's perfect. And this book is about it's a true story of the life in the swinging 60s. I can't wait to start reading it, so I'm so excited about this one. Oh, amazing. So the place is London and the year is 1966. It's a time when anything seems possible, especially if you are young, free-spirited, miniskirted girl in search for adventure and independence. So, if you are vintage obsessed like me, this is the book for you. It's not fantasy, not specifically this common literature or thrillers or mystery or romance or anything. I don't think you can put it in a specific genre, but oh my god, I just fell in love with this book when I saw it, and it was super extremely cheap. I don't know how you can find it, but and when I bought it, I find it I found it super cheap. So it has, I don't know, around 300 pages, and it's so adorable. Then you won't believe what I got. I got these two biographies, the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. They are amazing. I'm just super obsessed with the Beatles, and I love the Rolling Stones so much. And these, I, I went there and was like, I'm never gonna find something related to the Beatles. And I was looking through the music genre, the music section, and I saw there, and I was shocked. I was shocked. I was like stoned, and of course I couldn't let it there. I had to choose between these. I found this, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, and one with David Bowie, and I had to choose only two, so I chose the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. So, biographies about their careers, about how they became popular and everything. This both. This Shout and this one, The Rolling Stones by Christopher Sanford, and this one, Philip Norman. And you won't believe that when I found them, in the library, it was playing Lila, the song Lila, which was written by Eric Clapton for Patty Boyd, ex-wife of George Harrison. I was shocked. I was like, is this real or is it just fantasy? Then I got the lady's handbook for her mysterious illness memoir by Sarah Remy. This is how it looks like. It's a bit thick, not very. It says here, for years Sarah Remy battled with mysterious illness that doctors thought was all in her head, but it wasn't. So this one, it's like about her life. It's not kind of biography, but a memoir. Um, it says here in this defined, sometimes harrowing and often despite the circumstances, bleaky comic memoir, Sarah recounts the decade-long saga of how a seemingly minor illness in her final year of college turned into a prolonged, painful, ever-eating, and apparently undiagnosable condition that destroys her health. The doctors could not treat her, but as they felt free to imply that the problems was not physical, but psychological. So I'm just curious about what it says in this book. So curious. Then I have this one. This is a thriller and a mystery. It's called The Widower. Looks like this. Also, hardcover. And it's like very plain here, black. Okay. I usually like to buy books like this with hardcover because they have this kind of protection. Because I always have a book with me and I read everywhere and doesn't matter where when I read. And it helps to keep the book intact and safe. So this is such a twisted thriller, let's say. So specifically, if you like Halloween, for example, I personally don't judge me. I've never liked Halloween. I never will like Halloween. Don't judge me or anything. But if you like this, I think it's a book for you. I read thrillers like all year long, so it's not like a specific time when I read thrillers. I read it all through all the seasons. So this one says, he promised until death do us part. When bossy loving, sensible Kate died suddenly, her little sister Rose dutifully returns from a carefree life abroad to help Katie's widower, and the two children Rose has never met. But she is unsettled to see no trace of her warm-hearted sister in the remote, displanted house, nor in Kate's cold, distant partner even. So, kind of twisted. I think her husband did it, but I'm not too sure, so we'll have to find out when I will finish Sunrise by the Sea, the first book that I presented to you. And also I got another one here, The Boy Who Gave His Heart Away, a true story. Looks like this. It's not very thick, but I think it will have such a big impact on me. I'm not sure, but I will read it. It says Mark is a promising young footballer of 15 growing up in Scotland. A few hundred miles away in England, Martin is a fun-loving 16 years old. Both are enjoying the summers when they are suddenly struck down by debilitating illnesses. Within days, both are close to death. Although their paths have never crossed, their fortunes are about to be found in the most intimidating way. One of them will die, and in doing so, he will save the other's life. In this deeply powerful and dramatic true story, the mothers of these two boys meet and become friends, enabling the extraordinary bittersweet moment in which a mother meets the boy who was saved and feels the heart of her son beating inside him. So, just by what I read here on the back of this book, I think it is heartbreaking. So, also about heartbreaking, I want to show you this book that literally, dramatically, let's say, changed my life. Below the Big Blue Sky, it's called, and it is heartbreaking. It's harmful. Do not read it. Do not buy it. Although it is the most beautiful book, one of the most beautiful books I've ever read. It's so tragic and traumatic that it will leave you with scars, you know. So it's about a woman that she dies of breast cancer, and she left behind her family that will never be the same again, you know, that drift apart from each other. She left behind her daughter, a 12-year-old girl, um, her brother, her sister, which finds out her sister afterwards that she has the gene that made her sister sick, and yeah, it's very tragic. So, but also, you know, it shows you that beautiful side of life that is just so short, and you have to enjoy living it and to do whatever you want because it is so short. You know, people live like they have two lives, you know, they're acting like they have two lives to live. In fact, we only have one, and we just have to enjoy it because you're not sure of tomorrow, you're just sure of today, of the present, because now it's the only thing you got, and this is the book that will, let's say, open your eyes to really appreciate the present moment. And I have here a quote that I could not forget. It's here. This is here. Sometimes it takes a death to put life into perspective. And it is so true because we don't realize it, how day by day, you know, we're like, oh, it's just a common day. It comes, it passes. It's not, you have to enjoy every single common day because it might be the last one you're living. And, you know, people are engaging themselves emotionally too much in this meaningless tasks that they forgot about what is really important. And I think this book will open your eyes about it and will make you realize how beautiful life can be only if you have, you know, ears to listen, eyes to see. And I'm not talking about this cover that we have, you know, our body and we're talking about here our soul, you know. And also I think this book is really connected to another that I finished in late August. That, where is it? Oh, this one. The Other Half of Augusta Hope. These two books are heartbreaking and wretched, and I don't know what was in the author's mind when they wrote it, because oh my god, it is so sad. These are the books that changed me the most, and I recommend them to you. But at the same time, I'm saying don't read them, do not buy them. And at the same time, I say buy them because they're amazing and they will change your life forever. But of course, it depends from person to person if you're sensitive or not. This one I've made, I think, a video when I previously talked about this book is on this channel. It's just, I'm going to like present it a bit to you. You can also search it online if you like. It says Augusta Hope has never felt like she fits in. At 6, she's memorizing the dictionary. At 7, she's correcting her teachers. At 8, she spins the globe and picks her favorite country on the sound of its name, Burundi. And now that she's an adult, Augusta has no interest in the goings on of a small town where she lives with her parents and her beloved twin sister Julia. When an unspeakable tragedy upends everything in Augusta's life, she's propelled headfirst into the unknown. She's determined to find where she belongs, but what if her true home and heart are half a word away? So I'm not going to give you spoilers on neither of the books that I've read because I like you to discover, because I got it from my proper experience, from my personal experience, that when I watch, for example, a YouTube video, when I want to learn to see what can I read next, about from my interests, some books, I don't like spoilers. I like to, let's see, turn the page and make myself curious to see the plot and everything. The thing is, I'm not a sensible person, mainly. I mean, I'm sensible with animals. With people, not so much, because I'm super, super social anxious. I have such a big social anxiety. I can't even say the word. Okay, so I'm not sensible. I read thrillers a lot. I watch murder mysteries. I listen to podcasts. Also, a video with podcasts, recommendations podcasts here on my channel. By the way, if you want to listen to something interesting, and I listen to podcasts about murder, true crime mysteries, and I'm like, trying to discover who did it, things like that. But these books, both of them made me cry, and I cry very, very rarely and very hard because, I'm like, trying to be a bit distant and not to be so sensible, but these books, they're so traumatizing and heartbreaking and also beautiful and heartwarming at the same time. After they break your heart and afterwards they put it together and it's like a ray of sunshine and rainbow and everything. So here are my two babies. I adore them, even though they hurt me so much. So I cried at both these books. This one also has a previous, this is the second book in the series, it has 2 books, but I don't have the first one, so I can't tell you anything about it. It's The Last Day of Rabbit Highs, and also by Anne Partlin. And they're not related. So in the first book, it says about a young woman battling for her life because she has breast cancer, and it's like her last days and how she learns how to love life, And in this book, it's after her death and showing how each member of her family tries to cope with their own grief. So that would be all for now. I just hope you like them. Now I will make a little break to read them, and afterwards I probably come with another book revision. Though, no, I will tell you how they were after I finish them. I promise I make a video after this and after I read them and tell you how they were and how gorgeous and amazing and glamorous they were, because I'm sure they are.